P50. No, man. I'm joking with you. Tonight we're going to be talking about a new feature, the geophone on the EDI. Hey guys, Tim Arline here, the long-haired ghost hunter, author of Ghost Hunting Getting Started, proud member of Haunted South Florida. Okay, welcome, Ghost Hunting Getting Started, the series, episode 13. Now, if you're new here, welcome. Thank you. Want you guys to meet Sammy. How you doing? Good. Yeah, I know. Halloween's coming. I know. I'm excited. No. You don't have to be part of the decorations. We're set. Okay. So tonight we're going to continue to talk about EMF meters. Okay. And tonight we're going to be talking about the EDI. Now the EDI is a multifunctional tool, but it has a new function that we're going to introduce. All right. So let's talk about the purpose. The EDI can be used during the whole investigation. Okay, just put a camera on it, let it go. But the ideal place with its new function, the ideal place to use it is where the client says they've heard footsteps, banging noises, things like that. And I'll explain it. Okay. Now the EDI has two models. Okay. We're going to talk about, first we're going to talk about the older model. I have the newer model I'm going to talk about, but it's kind of on the fritz, so I can't show you the bells and whistles, but we'll talk about the buttons. All right. So that's the older model. Now the EDI is built. I mean, it's durable. It has this very thick plastic covers. You know, I've dropped it a few times and it's lasted. Okay. If you take off the plastic, rubber, back here are the batteries. It takes 3 AA batteries. Okay. Now it has 3 slide buttons. One on the left is power. Slide it up, comes on. Okay. Now this window is a temperature reading. Now see how the lights are blinking? That means it's calibrating. Once it calibrates, this is your live reading. So this is good to have all the time because if there's temperature drops or things like that. Okay. The middle here, EMF sensor. So it's picking up EMF spikes. Okay. Now, if the spikes intensify, these 2 blue lights will start flashing, and they'll flash quicker, okay, as the spikes intensify. Now, if you slide this one up, middle speaker, it also has an audible for the spikes. Okay. Now, the third button is the new function. If you go all the way to the right, you'll see this third button. It says geophone. Now, geophone is basically senses vibrations. So like I said, these bottom lights, if you put this down and put a camera on it and nothing happens, it's not sensing any vibrations. But if you put this down, put a camera on it, and no one's around the area, and it starts blinking, it's sensing some kind of movement or vibration. So that could be good evidence. All right. Now, remember I told you the Mel meter and the REM pod does temperature and EMF. This new function, the geophone, is just more ways to get evidence. Okay. Now, the newer model. Okay, the newer model has a few more buttons. Okay. The one on the left is power. Okay. Up here, these lights, temperature plus minus, will let you know if temp's going up or down. These 2 are cool because it's an added amount of evidence. This light is checking barometric pressure. So if it starts sliding out, there's some kind of change. This one on the far right is checking humidity. So if it's going up or down, there's change. Okay. Now these middle buttons, you can do vibration, speaker, display, change it. But this button all the way to the far right, REC, you can now record your entire session on the EDI. So now it's picking up EMF, temperature, barometric, humidity, geophone. So it's picking all that up. And if you hit record, it's going to download it right to an SD card. Now you can take the SD card, you can put it in your computer, and you'll get a graph of the activity for that whole session. Now, of course, the bottom still has the EMF. The only difference now, this has different readings: 1, 2.5, 5, 7.5, and 10. So it gives you kind of a gauge, kind of like a K meter. And of course, the bottom, it says vibration, but that is the geophone. So if this lights up again and nobody's around and you got a camera on it, that's going to tell you something is causing some vibration or movement. So the EDI is a pretty cool device, especially if there is reports of footsteps or banging. Okay. Now, the first aid tip. We're kind of running to the end of that. We've covered a lot of stuff. We've covered trauma, controlled bleeding, dressing wounds, splints for fractures, things like that, medical emergencies. So we're kind of running the end of that. But if you guys have any topics you want me to talk about or research on, just let me know. All right. Now, announcements. Now, October is busy. It's for ghost hunting teams. Everybody's getting into the season. A lot of people don't realize that ghost hunting teams are working every weekend throughout the year. Okay. It's not just a seasonal thing for us. We're doing privates, we're doing residentials, businesses, things like that year round. We're doing events year round. Okay. But October's, busy. We get a lot more. So October, we're going to be at the Haunted South Florida team. We're going to be the 28th, October 28th. Very excited about this. We're going to be at the Seminole Theater in Homestead. Okay, we're going to have 2 public investigations. Okay, we're going to talk about the tools, equipment, techniques, sharing your experiences, and then we're going to do a hands-on investigation. All right. 29th, I'll be at the Old Davy School during the day, 11 till 1. I'll have all the toys out. We'll be talking about, the tools, ghost hunting, sharing your experiences. That's from 11 till 1 p.m. 30th, October 30th is I know it's a Sunday, it's a special day, but we're going to be down at the History Fort Lauderdale, Haunted South Florida. We're going to be there all day from like 10 till 3. We're going to have something called the Tent and Treat instead of Trunk and Treat. Because during the day, the History Fort Lauderdale has a farmer's market, like an open market. So we're going to be there all day, talking about the toys, the equipment, sharing your experiences. We have a very special guest there, Autism Society of Florida. Okay. Now, like I said, from 10 till 3, we'll be there. The vendors will have candy. So if the kids want to come out and do a little early trick-or-treating and talk to us about the tools, or they could talk about Autism Society, get some information from them. They're a wonderful organization. Now, that night, 7 till 10 p.m., we're going to be doing a paranormal class and hands-on investigation. Okay. Now, as always, part of the proceeds stay with the location, but part of the proceeds are now going to go to Autism Society of Florida. So if you want to get in the Halloween season and you're in town, or local, come on out. Help out 2 great organizations, and let's talk about ghosts. I'd love to hear your experiences. All right. So we're excited about that. November 5th, first Saturday, we're going to be back at the Gold Coast Railroad Museum. It's first free admission, first free Saturday, no admission. Bring the kids out. It's an actual railroad museum with railroad cars and things like that. So we're going to be in one of the cars. We're going to have all the toys out. We'll be talking about ghosts, tools, sharing their experiences. We had our first one last month, and we had a lot of visitors. So it's pretty cool to hang out and talk to people about their experiences. All right. So if you guys are out there ghost hunting, this week, be safe, be careful. And remember, always run an honest investigation. The client appreciates it, even if you don't get anything. All right. So be safe out there. Next Wednesday night, 9 p.m., we'll be back talking about more tools. We'll see you then. Be safe.